Getting to Ultimate Champion is a big accomplishment for any player. It's something we all try to do, and with these most recent balance changes, I'm going to show you guys the best deck to get Ultimate Champion with. And here it is. Now the best thing about this deck is it's very easy to use, and it doesn't require any champions, meaning you should be able to level it up easier than other decks. This deck also follows some very core fundamentals of Clash Royale, which is Lava Hound in front, support troops behind. And the best thing about this deck is it requires very little defense. A lot of the time you can just be more aggressive than your opponent and win the game. Now like I mentioned, there was balance changes, and they recently buffed the skeleton dragons, giving them more hit points and giving them more spacing. Into a game here, and first play, if you want to slam a Lava Hound, you can. Like I said, you don't have to worry about defense with this deck. Even though he played a Hog Rider and a Firecracker, I'm mostly just going to ignore it, and although that might look very wacky and weird, it's actually the correct play. Instead, I'm going to now play my Barbarians at the bridge since he wasted his Fireball, and this is a super hard push for him to stop. He is obviously a Hog Earthquake deck, and you guys can see the Barbarians and the Lava Hound are doing a lot of damage to this guy, and even though we tanked an entire Hog Rider, it didn't matter. This is what I love about this deck, is it's very friendly for the newer players. People who struggle with defense, people who over defend. You don't have to worry about that with this deck, and that's a huge positive. Anyway, here we are going to Fireball the Firecracker, Phoenix in front of this balloon just to give it a little bit of protection, and then after the Phoenix goes down, the balloon protects the egg. He did play an E-Wiz, that is fine. We're going to ignore it. We are going to Lava Hound at the back. If he plays a Hog Rider, I will Tombstone. Bro, was not expecting a Pekka. We are still going to Tombstone that though. He logs, that's fine. Again, we just kind of ignore the Pekka, and we are going to go with a balloon here. He Firecrackers, again, that's fine. Balloon is going to hopefully make it to the tower, and the Firecracker is stuck shooting the Lava Hound. So that is perfect. Lavaloon, very easy push to do. Obviously, Lava Hound in front, balloon behind. And just like that, we pretty much take a damage lead. We are going to go with Barbarians here and Skeleton Dragons. He did waste his Fireball, so a pretty easy defense there. Firecracker is going to be a little bit annoying, but we are just going to set up another Lava Hound. Going to just play a Phoenix like this, again just to distract the Firecracker. I don't want to give him my tower for free, and here I will Fireball the Tesla and that Firecracker. That's a super good Fireball. Ignore the Valkyrie. We are going to go in, and okay, this is scary. So we are going to Skeleton Dragons now, and Tombstone whenever we can, like this, boom. Going to have to zap that Pekka to reset it. Obviously make it target the Tombstone instead and the Skeletons, that is fine. Going to also go with Barbarians here just to be safe rather than sorry. When it comes to your main King Tower, you do have to defend a little bit, just because if he takes that tower, it's game over. Anyway, we are going to Phoenix's Firecracker, going to Skeleton Dragons this Electro Wizard, and again we have a lot of troops here, so we are just going to go with a balloon. Don't have to do anything too crazy. He forced out an E-Wiz, that is fine. But Balloon is going to get one hit on his tower, 2 hits, perfect. We are going to go with Barbarians here, going to go for a Phoenix on top of this Firecracker. And again, I didn't play super well this game, but I just was more aggressive than my opponent, and that's what got us this win. Lava Hound in front, Balloon behind, he cannot stop this. There's nothing he can do, and Destroyee got destroyed. Now, as we all know, card evolutions are coming to Clash Royale, and 4 cards are getting evolved. The Firecracker, Barbarians, Skeletons, and the Royal Giant. This deck will survive that update very easily, because honestly none of them affect this deck. The only card that affects it is the Firecracker, and even then you have Fireball for the Firecracker, so you're going to be a-okay. Anyway, first play with this deck, very easy stuff so far. He's that very popular Remy Ellie deck. We are going to Lava Hound at the back. Now, the big thing about this game is, yeah, anytime he plays Wall Breakers, you just play a Tombstone. Wall Breakers are so good, but anything else you can kind of ignore. Like this Valkyrie, I will split my Skeleton Dragons here, but mostly ignoring the Valkyrie. And that's the brand new spacing right there. The newly buffed Skeleton Dragons, I'm able to do that kind of interaction now. We Fireball the Magic Archer. The Magic Archer is this guy's only air defense. If we fireball it, it's game over. He cannot defend this. We are going to balloon behind this Lava Hound. The balloon will tank for the lava pups, which is super nice. And we made this guy rage quit. And that's another 3 crown. Now with this deck, you can wait for double elixir if you want to. I personally don't. I normally just wait to see what they do first, and then I go down the same lane as them. And if they do nothing, then I just Lava Hound at the back first play. Very skillful, I know. Anyway, here we wait for the Golden Knight to dash, and then we surround with Barbarians. Doing that just because it's going to hopefully take out this Electro Giant, Skeleton Dragons as well just to help out. And then we have a massive counter push this guy has to deal with. Obviously, Skeleton Dragons are going to take out this Phoenix. He is the classic Electro Giant deck, but we are going to balloon at the bridge here. He did just waste his Tornado. Skeleton Dragons are tanking at the moment. He goes for a defensive cannon, but that's going to get taken out. And this balloon is going to do damage. That is beautiful. And just like that, that's another tower taken. So here we are going to cycle a Phoenix at the back. Something important here is because he is an Electro Giant deck, I'm saving my Tombstone. I don't want to play my Tombstone because it's the best counter to his Electro Giant. Also, we made this guy rage quit. We are making them rage quit in single elixir time. This is insane. Now, just like any deck, it's possible to lose with this deck. And that's okay. If you lose with this deck, just try and figure out what you did wrong. Maybe you had a bad matchup, and then you just kind of move on. Majority of the time, the matchup is going to be okay. And as long as you learn from your mistakes, you're always improving. You should be fine. Again, here, this guy went super aggressive, but again, we were just very aggressive as well, and we mostly just tower traded. This guy's a very weird Elixir Golem deck. We are going to play Barbarians here, and I do want to try and Lava Hound in front of these Skeleton Dragons. It didn't quite work out, but that's fine. We do have a pretty heavy push here going for his 3 crown, and that is exactly what we are going for in this matchup. Going to Skeleton Dragons, that Dark Prince, and again, that's another 3 crown. I think I'm 1 game away from the next league, so let's go Lava Hound first play. Skill. So again, we're trying to work out what he is exactly. I'm not entirely sure, but we can just go for a Phoenix here. Also, find it very funny, the Phoenix has been nerfed now 8 times. And it's still one of the best cards in the game. We are going to go for Skeleton Dragons on this Mighty Miner, just making sure it doesn't completely melt my tower, and of course that 1 Skeleton Dragons will help out with the Lava Hound. We are going to go with a balloon here at the bridge, really good balloon here, going to do some damage, and that is fine. I'm guessing, yeah, he's going to be a minor Wall Breakers deck, and that's okay. Very popular deck, and very annoying to play against, but we do have a massive damage lead. But the really good thing about Lava Hound and Beatdown is any kind of control deck like this, you have a good matchup. Anyway, here he's going to try and tower trade me. We do not want to tower trade, so we are going to play Barbarians here. He uses the ability, that's fine. That's why we played the Barbarians in the center like that, and boom, we take it out very easily. We zap away those Spear Goblins, and now I just need to decide what I want to do. Going to fireball this like that. Boom, we hit the miner and the Wall Breakers. And this game I'm being a bit more defensive than other games, but that's only because we have a massive damage lead, and you don't need to blow a massive damage lead for no reason. We are going to set up a Tombstone, then Lava Hound at the back. So against control decks, your Tombstone is your anchor. I played the Tombstone and then went Lava Hound because he cannot punish that. We are going to Skeleton Dragons this miner. Again, just making sure it doesn't do too much damage. And then go for a balloon here. Now this guy here, he's going to play bats, so we are going to zap away the bats. Mighty Miner, forced to use the ability, we are going to play Barbarians here for this Mighty Miner now, and he's forced to defensive poison. Balloon going towards his tower, we will fireball here, and that is going to be a tower taken. Going to throw this guy the good game, he says good luck, and gives up. Very easy games. If you're struggling to hit Ultimate Champion, give Lava Hound a shot. If you guys have any questions about this deck, leave them in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to help you guys out. But yo, I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you have, make sure you leave a like. Of course, subscribe if you have not already. And as always, make sure you guys take care, brush your hair, and peace out. Whoa!